This isn't just a monthly reset, it is an annual reset because January is upon us. It is almost 2023 and I want to reflect on the past year, some accomplishments I've had, as well as areas of improvement, set goals for January and the rest of 2023. So if that sounds interesting to you, I want to jump right into it. But first, I kind of want to touch on goal setting and New Year's resolutions in general. I do like setting New Year's resolutions or intentions or goals, whatever you want to call them. I struggled this past year because I think any goals and resolutions that I set were in January 2022 when we had a month-old baby and I didn't know what was in store for me being a new mom. This past year has thrown me for a little bit of a loop. Now that I have been a mom for a full year, I know a little bit more of what to expect and feel like I can reset my expectations a bit. That concept is something that applies to everyone. You might not have become a mom in the past year, but there's probably something or some things that have happened to you or happened to you pretty much every year of your life that feel like they're things that throw your goals or resolutions off. It can be so easy to throw everything away because of one little thing that gets in the way, or I guess becoming a mom isn't a little thing. Let's say you go through some sort of trauma in the past year, maybe you have a job change, maybe you move states. Doesn't necessarily seem small, but that's why I also do these monthly resets or monthly goal check-ins, so you can give yourself an opportunity to say, you know what, this has happened, I'm going to adjust my goals, I'm going to reset and start the month over with new intentions. Whatever I set out right now as my goals for 2023 can kind of adjust as I go throughout the year, and I think that's perfectly fine. I encourage you, if you're setting some New Year's resolutions, to do the same, to think about them with the longevity of the full year, but also know in the back of your mind that life happens and it's okay to give yourself a little bit of flexibility, and also to make sure you do check in monthly. Even if you are staying the course and there's no major life changes that happen to you in the year, just check in every month to make sure you stick on top of it. Since I've already talked about becoming a mom and that being a big part of my 2022, let's keep on that track and talk about some of the personal things that have happened over the past year. Becoming a mom was one of them. That was really great, changed my entire life. I've also been in Omaha for a little bit over a year. We moved in September of 2021. So I want to set my goals with the thought of, I've had some time to settle into motherhood. I've had some time to settle into being in what's no longer a new state for me. So for my personal goals, number one, I really want to keep branching out and forming more connections in the state that I'm in, whether those are friendships or community ties, because I still don't have those deep roots that I wish I had. Most of my close friends are still in Denver, or my high school friends all over the country, and I don't have a ton of friends in Omaha yet. And I think that ties with my other goal of getting our son involved in more activities. Hopefully that will be a great thing for him to start to interact with more kids over the next year, as well as a way for me to potentially meet other parents who are in a similar stage of life that I'm in, and maybe kill two birds with one stone in that sense. Another personal goal that I have for the year is to spend more quality time with my family. I have a tendency to put a lot on myself and overbook my time. As I'm sure you know, I am a full-time attorney. I have this YouTube channel and small business, sophisticated organization. There's a lot that I throw my time into, so it has to be intentional for me sometimes to pull back and take time. And number one, I want to pull back and take time to spend with my family. These moments are so precious. I'm still relatively new in my marriage. We got married in July of 2020. So I want to keep fostering our marriage, take time with our child. The past year went by so fast and I don't want to miss anything. I've been really grateful to have Owen at home while I work from home so I can pop out and see him. I'm with him all the time, but I want to be really intentional with my time. And the other reason I want to pull back on overcommitment is to give time for me and myself and have some time beyond being a mom. I have a bachelorette trip planned with some of my high school friends that I'm really excited for. We have a couple of weddings to go to. Maybe this year, maybe it's 2024, but it would be nice if Jim and I could have a night where we travel, just the two of us, or a couple of nights. That would be really great. But if that's not a possibility this year, I want to maybe schedule in some date nights. Jim and I have still yet to go out for dinner, just the two of us, since Owen was born. So we are long overdue for a date night. So hopefully that can happen and Jim and I can have some moments alone over this next year. And I also want to take time to have moments for just myself and being more vocal about what I need. Whether it's taking some time to get out of the house for whatever it is. It could be as simple as running a Target trip alone, or if I want to treat myself, going to get my nails done, getting a haircut. I literally got one haircut the past year. So those types of things, I need to be so much better about taking care of myself and really asking for help and taking a break so I can have those moments for myself. A couple of other things on personal goals. Last month I mentioned that I wanted to focus on my health a little bit more. In the past I've talked about exercising, and I want to say I've been so consistent about it, but this past week has been really bad. I blame the holidays. But in general, I have been really consistent on working out, and I want to keep that up for 2023. The diet portion is what I talked about last month, and I failed there. I don't know why I thought doing it over the holidays would be a good time to focus on my diet, because it was not. But January is always the best time to have some healthy eating. Everyone's usually on the same trend in January, so it makes it a lot easier. There's less sweets around, less large family gatherings, and tempting foods. So I am going to try that again in January. The other interesting thing I haven't done in a long time, I did do a grocery spend challenge, but I think I want to do a no spend challenge in January. Stick with me, not no spend, but no spend in the sense of not spending anything unnecessary. So I won't limit myself on grocery spending or gas or any other necessities. I'll try and keep those bills down as well, but I'm gonna try not to do any extra spending in the month of January. Now, if you're thinking about doing a no spend month, that doesn't mean that you buy a bunch of stuff right before January hits and then hold off and then buy a bunch of stuff right when February hits, and then it kind of defeats the purpose. You really want to hold yourself back from making those purchases. So I'm going to be really conscious about things. I think my biggest area of struggle is buying stuff for Owen, or buying stuff that I deem as like a business need or something for a sophisticated organization. So I'm excited to share with you at the end of January how the no spend month goes. One last personal-ish thing before we move on is my career. If you didn't know, I switched jobs this past year, actually just a little bit over a month ago. I started my new job and it is going great. I work with a very hard-working group of people though, so I've been trying to kind of figure that out with the time difference in hours, because I worked for an East Coast company, and navigating how it all fits in with my day and my schedule, and I think it's getting a lot better. It's also a different area of the law than I used to practice previously at my last job. So there's a steep learning curve, and this past month has just been a little bit more commitment to my career. So I'm hoping over the next year I'll be able to settle into this job a little bit more and get a little bit more comfortable with the way the company works, the area of law that I'm focusing on now, and all of that stuff, as well as kind of how it fits into my personal schedule. That's pretty much it for personal goals and personal reflection. I think we should touch on business, meaning sophisticated organization. It has been an awesome year. I'm going to share with you guys really soon a great opportunity that I had where I got to do some recording, and that's going to go live in January. That was a huge thing for me. I worked really, really hard on it. I also have to give myself credit for keeping YouTube running, posting twice a week, every single week for the entire year, keeping Instagram running, even though I wish I probably would have posted more. It feels like there's always more that I could do. I really launched my newsletter, which which I was posting consistently for a while, but an area of improvement was that I dropped off and haven't sent out my newsletter for the past probably month or so. So that I need to reevaluate. Biggest thing that has happened for my business, Sophisticated Organization, is that I also launched Sophisticated Motherhood. I first created an Instagram account that is dedicated to all of the motherhood stuff so I could segment out Sophisticated Organization and Sophisticated Motherhood and keep those two things a little bit separate because there are potentially two different audiences. You might not have kids and you want to focus on the organizing stuff. That's what you're here for, the productivity, all of that. If you are interested in the motherhood content, I would love if you check out my YouTube channel that I've also launched on Sophisticated Motherhood. I will link that in the description box below if you're interested. So that was a huge accomplishment, launching a second side of my business and another side that I'm really passionate about. If you can't tell me already talking about Owen and becoming a mom. I have so much fun sharing all of that stuff. So for my goals for my business, I would really like to keep posting on Sophisticated Organization twice a week on YouTube. Sophisticated Motherhood, I am hoping to post once a week at this point. I think that's kind of what I'll stick to for the next year because all in, that is 3 YouTube videos a week. That's a lot when I still have a full-time job. If you're not a YouTuber and you don't know what it takes to film these videos, even simple videos take a long time. So 3 times a week all in is probably all I can commit to at this point with a full-time job. Instagram, I've found that having strict guidelines for myself of how many times a week I want to post has not worked out for me. I've tried, I'm sure you saw at the beginning of when I started these monthly resets, saying how many times a week I wanted to post and all of that stuff. It was a disaster. So that I'm not gonna worry about. I am just gonna try and be consistent, but also do whatever strikes me. I do this because I'm passionate about it, truly for no other reason other than I really enjoy it. I like sharing these things with you. So if I feel the urge to share something, I'm gonna share it and I'm not gonna put pressure on myself. The newsletter, I'm going to pull back, and in 2023, I'm gonna try and do it monthly. That feels so much more attainable for me. That is 12 times a year. I know I can do that because I did 12 newsletters, I'm sure, in like a rapid fire span of time because I was doing them every single week. And that way I can share with you things that are truly important and not bombard you with spam and too many emails, and really consolidate it to what's important and give each email the time and dedication that I want to give it. My Sophisticated shop, I haven't posted a lot of new products in there in a while. I did post a few motherhood printables recently. I did just order some new products, so that's gonna be a focus of mine, is kind of revamping my Sophisticated shop a little bit over the next year. So if there's anything in particular you wanna see in the Sophisticated shop, make sure to leave a comment below or send me an email or a DM on Instagram or something, and I will try my best to get those things in my shop for you. Last but not least, let's talk about decluttering and the things that I used up for the past month. Now, decluttering, let's do first because I have to mention the Sophisticated Declutter starts in January. It starts so soon. This is going to be the year of decluttering, or at least the first 6 months of the year. I'm gonna be extremely focused on decluttering. I'm gonna go through the whole process of decluttering my entire house in 6 months along with you guys, so make sure you're following me on Instagram and subscribed with the notifications turned on for my YouTube channel here, and you can follow the whole process along with me. You can also check out, I have an ebook on my website if that's something you want to do. But prior to the declutter starting, I did actually pull out some things I want to get rid of just as I was going through my house. On Black Friday, I got a new label maker, so my old one can go. This is a really old Brother P-Touch label maker, and it was broken. I had to manually feed things in here. This is actually my mom's old label maker. So if you are looking for a label maker, I do recommend the Brother brand. I did get a new one that I can try and link if I can find it in the description box. And I also want to maybe film a video with some different label makers and options and reviews for you guys, but got rid of that one. Got rid of a couple of dish towels that were old and stained. Nobody wants those. I'm getting rid of a sweater that I feel guilty about because I didn't wear that much. It's UGG, so it's really nice and really soft, but it is so unflattering on me for some reason. I've tried to wear it a few times and I just, like, I hate the way I look in it. I am going to get rid of that. And then I actually just wore these shoes for Christmas Eve. Also very nice shoes. They are brutally uncomfortable. I wore them for a very short period of time, and then when we got to family's house, I took them off, and I was in so much pain from wearing them, like walking from the car to the house. So even though they're really cute with the little bows on the back, I'm gonna get rid of them. They are not practical, and anytime you've seen me declutter my closet and go through my shoes, I am not about uncomfortable shoes. Let's move on to products I used up. Home products first. Cascade Platinum dish tabs. I don't know if you're interested in this, but I powered through all of those. Our dishes are always clean. I like those. This Dawn Power Wash works absolute wonders. This is the fresh scent. I think it smells really good. If you spray this on your oven, I spray it on my cooktop and just let it sit. It is magical. I also used up some of this Method Daily Granite Cleaner. I like how they have this in bulk. I fill it into my glass and silicone spray bottles that I also have on my sophisticated shop. This is, I think it's like an apple scent maybe? Yeah, apple orchard. It smells great and it works great on my kitchen countertop. So this is what I keep under my kitchen sink. Bathroom products, last but not least. I used up a box of my retainer cleaners. Not very exciting, but every morning I pop my retainers out, put them in a little dish, pop one of these tabs in there and let it sit and clean it, and then it's fresh for the next night. I used up a toner. This is the Pore Perfecting Toner. I use this in the morning. I'm lazy a lot of times and don't wash my face in the morning. I just do a quick toner to wipe off any oils from the night. I use cotton rounds to do that, so I finished up a bag of cotton rounds. Let's see, I used an eye mask. This, I have to be intentional about using face masks. This one wasn't anything to write home about, but it felt nice. I don't know if it depuffed or anything. More eye cream. I have a lot of these mini ones from Shiseido. This actually felt very nice on my eyes. I think it's a really expensive product, so it probably should have felt really nice. But I have a few more minis of those to work through. I used up a new razor head. Oh my gosh, it was like the month of toothpaste. So I finished my big toothpaste and had a bunch of little ones because I get them from the dentist. I went to the dentist, brought even more home, so I powered through all of the half full toothpastes after. So I finished 3 more minis. I finished another mini perfume, the Dior Joy. I think I finished another bottle of this last month too. A Briogeo Don't Despair Repair mini hair mask here, which makes my hair so soft and smells great. That is it for the products I'm decluttering, everything I used up. Kind of fun to share with you. Products I intentionally get rid of and pull out of my home, as well as those that I get rid of from my home by using them up and getting my money's worth, which feels like such an accomplishment, and I feel vindicated sometimes. But that is it for today's video. I want to hear from you if you're comfortable sharing in the comments below, like, what's your #1 goal for 2023? What are you planning? What are you hoping for in the year? I'm wishing everyone a wonderful January, a happy and healthy new year, and until next time, I will see you guys later.